Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host my show, Life After Happiness. Today, we are doing Chakra Day number 3. Actually, it's with my friend Ashwanna Saphire. Are you there, Ashwanna?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Hi, Jonathan.
Okay, now, we know each other. You called in a few times, when we've had psychics on, and so you've always been a good paranormal guinea pig, so to speak. I decided to have you on and get yours cleaned. Now, you've had yours cleaned before, is that correct?
Yes, I have. It was a Reiki healer. I hope I said that right. Reiki. I had a Reiki healer do a cleansing on me once before,
now,
a few years ago.
How did that go for you when you had that cleaned?
I can't say for sure that I felt anything. I'm not sure if I was expecting too much or something dramatic, but because I was told to drink water and not to stand up directly afterwards. It was a relaxing experience, that I will say. I mean, I've learned a little bit about chakras, and what I know, I kind of have an idea of what I need more work on, what I need cleansed, but doing it yourself is getting them cleansed. That's not always the easy part.
That's why, yeah. Our the one that had hers done yesterday was she said the same thing. She said that she's never been able to really do it to herself because it's always a very complicated process, and it's I am recently I had Kelly do one for me, and I had her do it on Facebook video, so I could kind of see what she's doing. And I saw her with her hands, and I saw her with the medallion. So it was beginning to understand a little bit about what was going on. And for instance, I called you yesterday, asked you to provide a picture, and we have a picture. And it's interesting because, I don't know if you heard about the story. I mean, what happened when she cleaned my chakras. I don't know if you heard that story. Did you hear that story?
I did hear a little bit about it, yes.
Yeah, about the lady in the minivan and I guess it kind of shocks me a little bit. Everybody I've told the stories to says that's really weird, I mean, but not weird in a bad way, just a little bit strange, And it's I would say it's very odd that somebody would do that. Now, Kelly, did you able to get the candle to work?
No, I decided to turn on. I have a salt lamp, and I think that'll work just fine.
Okay. Have you ever done it with a salt lamp before?
No, this should be interesting, but I don't always have a candle with me either, so this should be
all right.
Okay.
Okay. Now, are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you both ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting comfortable.
Are you ready, Ashwanna?
I'm as ready as I can be.
Okay, and are you ready, Kelly?
I am. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, do your stuff.
All right. Thank you. I'd like to introduce myself to the listeners who may not know who I am. I'm Kelly Walters of Good Vibrations Holistic Energy Work, and what I'm about to do doesn't require any magic or anything like that. It has a scientific basis, and there have been many scientific studies, and they're starting to be able to measure what's going on when things like this are done. it's part of quantum physics and stuff like that with vibrational energies, and realizing that all living beings have a frequency. Humans have like a range. The higher they are, then the more positive energy they have, and the more we're all able to interconnect with each other, even through distance. And that's what I'm doing. Is I'm doing this from my own home in Michigan, and people can be all over the world, and they're finding with scientific studies that particles and our beings, distance doesn't matter. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to warm up my hands, and anybody listening can try and practice this. Some people get into this with meditation. Some people do this with yoga, breathing. I do both practices, but not right at this moment. If you rub your hands vigorously together, then you're creating energy there. And if you bring your hands about shoulder width apart, and then you start to bring them closer together slowly, then you'll start to feel some resistance. You have to be open to being able to feel it, but you'll feel some resistance somewhere around 6 to 8 inches. And I kind of cup my hands around that. And what you're creating is an energy ball. So that's what I do to warm up. And I have a little gemstone on a pendant. And you can take dental floss and a paper clip because it'll work the same with energy. And I concentrated on her picture, on her face, and her eyes. And what I do is I clean off the pendulum of any residual energy, and I throw that into the ground because it's safe to absorb it. And I concentrate on the root chakra first. That's the first one. And that's located at the base of our spine where we tend to sit. It involves the organs that are in that particular area as well. And if you delve deep into things, then you find that each chakra is an energy center that moves circularly like a wheel, and then they're all connected. And they have to do with specific organs and bodily functions, and it has to do with our emotional processes and different emotions associated with each one. This root chakra in particular has to do with your most primal instincts. It's the most important energy center because everything builds from it. And it has to do with your survival instincts and your safety. So if you are, let's say, in not a safe environment or you feel threatened, it's going to come off like a black or negative energy. So how that relates to the pendant is if it goes side to side or from, that means that there's a black or negative energy there. And if it goes in a circle, then it's reflecting the circular energy that would be present when your chakra is open and has positive energy flow. So I'm going to check. Yeah. I'm going to check and see what this is going to tell me here. Okay. Yeah, this one is going front to back. So that's telling me that there might be some residual energy from a previous thing that happened, or maybe there's something going on in your life right now that is kind of triggering you to feel defensive or like your personal space is being invaded. So what I'm going to do now is this is where the picture comes in to play again. focusing on you and focusing on your root chakra. And I'm warming my hands up, creating the energy ball again. And I'm focusing on it. And what I'm feeling is things feel all stirred up, like something's unsettled. I don't know if it's a living situation, but...
Do I respond, or am I supposed to?
Well, it feels like you're not sure if you're staying with someone in the long term or if you're going to be having a move that might do better for you, or if maybe your inner circle of people has somebody that's not the healthiest for you. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
Okay. So I'm going to see what I can do. Now, you might get some weird sensations in that area. It was funny the other day, a lady felt me pulling from her ovaries, and that is related to the area. But it was weird because it was more one side than the other, so I had to concentrate on the other side it wasn't pulling from as well. But you might feel tingling, you might feel warm, you might feel something, some kind of movement, or you might feel lighter. But sometimes it feels a little weird until it feels better. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. And I release it to this ground. I'm going to keep doing this until I feel like it's not there anymore. But it feels like anxiety. How do you feel right now, Ashwanna?
Oh, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, how are you feeling right now?
I feel a sense of overwhelming, a little overwhelming for some reason. There's a feeling in my pelvic area on the side by my hip bone, like some pelvic bone. I don't know if that's...
All right. That is tied in with it. What I'm finding is some of it's really stubborn and trying to hang on. So, it's a little bit of a battle, but I find that, quite often because, it's all deep-seated stuff. So it likes to stick around.
Yeah, you haven't lied there, so.
Hopefully after this, my goal is that you'll feel lighter and you'll feel like a sense of relief and peace after the whole process. How do you feel now?
I don't, feeling like a light urge to urinate. Normal?
Oh, well.
That's not good if you're in a car.
Right. Or on the air.
Sorry.
Well, it's probably part of your bodily process to say, all right, time to release these toxins, that we don't need this anymore. That's good that your body's responding. It just might be a little uncomfortable for the next Wild that we're on the radio. Let me check and see where we're at to see if we're doing a circle. Oh, good. Good. We're doing a healthy circle now. So, good. I love getting results. So I'll go back through after we're done with all 7 of them, just to make sure that we're on track with all of them, because sometimes the energy likes to play a little trick on us and say, hey, I want to hang out here, and it'll jump to a different one. So I just want to make sure that everything's where it should be when we're finished. Your second chakra is the sacral, and that's located between like your bikini line and your belly button. Mm-hmm. And that's your emotional body, your sensuality, like feeling positive about sensations and feeling sexy. It's also your center for creativity. So it has a lot to do with if you're with the right person or the right situation, or if you're not with somebody, just having that self-confidence and being able to enjoy things, using your 5 senses and things like that. And that helps keep it healthy when we use our 5 senses and do things that we enjoy. But sometimes we end up in a situation where we lose track of that, or we don't feel good because of something or someone. So I'm going to check that, see where we're at. And this one's really healthy, so we don't need to work on it. That one's doing a nice circle. So the next one is the solar plexus, and that's located above your belly button, but below your rib cage and sternum. It's kind of like where the diaphragm is to breathe, but just a little bit below. That one is your third chakra, and it has to do with your personal power and your self-esteem and your warrior energy and your power of transformation. Like how well you deal with situations and change and realizing where you are and setting goals or and working toward those, or bettering yourself some way, or just transforming into a more spiritual being. I'm going to see people that have problems sticking up for themselves or being assertive. Sometimes this is effective. Let's see where we are. This one's really healthy, so that's good. So far, this is your strongest one. It's really going. The next one is your heart chakra. That's number 4. That's your opening of feelings, your passion, your capacity to love, and it doesn't like conflict. Let's see where we are with this one. I'm getting a lot of really good energy with this. And the impression I'm getting is that you're really excited. When you're excited about something in life, you really go for it. You're really open to it, and you want to fully experience it. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
You've got a lot of good energy there. The next one, Ashwanna, I'm going to work on, well, I'm not going to work on it if I don't need to, but I'm going to check your throat chakra. And that has to do with your ability to manifest and express your truth in the world. Like some people that might have a problem, well, difficulty in this area, I don't like to say problem because there isn't anything that can't be worked out. And we all have challenges. But some people feel like they need to swallow down what they're thinking and stifle it, or they're afraid to approach someone, or they might say, they're afraid they might say the wrong thing or offend someone, so they don't speak up, and then they feel like somebody's treading on them. So that would be one way that it could get clogged up. So I'm going to check this and see where we are. And this one's doing really well, so I don't expect that you have any problem expressing yourself and doing it in a way that people don't feel offended.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Oh, this is really strong. This is trying to helicopter out of my hand here, so. All right. I don't think I've been able to whip through these this fast because usually people are stuck in a few areas. And you were so far just stuck on the first one, which we got through. Your next one is your third eye, and that has to do with your intuition and patterns of learning, recognizing that something went this way and it's looking like it's happening that way again. It's time to investigate, or learning from past things that we didn't do so well, but, if we tweak it this time, or if we recognize these signs, it has to do with your memory. And I'm going to check this. It's located between your eyebrows and up a little bit. Okay, this one needs some intervention that's going front to back. I'm going to see what I find here. I just rubbed my hands together, and I'm bringing my hands together. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Pick up on it. Whoa. Okay, I sense emotional pain, and I feel like it's in relationship with someone. And I felt confusion. Like you're not quite sure how to handle this person, or quite how to think about this person. You're not sure if you trust your perception about it.
That sounds right.
I'm onto something good. I mean, it's not a pleasant situation to be in, but okay, that's what I'm getting. And it's causing you some anxiety because you're not sure how to interact.
Right.
Let me see if I can pull that out. Whoa, that's a strong one. Ugh. If you were here, you'd be seeing me like looking like I'm pulling a chain out of nowhere and making fists and like grabbing something and lifting it up and throwing it into the ground. And I'm sure people would think I was pretty crazy if they saw that and didn't know why. Yeah, it makes my whole body tense up, but that's okay because, it's part of the process for me. And then I relax. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, a little dizzy, even though I'm laying back. Before I felt pressure, and I mean, people see things with their, like when their eyes are closed, but I feel a little green. I'm seeing flashes of color, but then at one moment it went purple, like a violet. That's the best way I could describe it. It feels lighter, and then I got dizzy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense to me. All right. Good. I'm going to check it and see how we did. Okay. It's making a nice circle. So, whew, we got through that one. Yeah. Your last one is your crown chakra. And that has to do with your access to the higher states of consciousness and being open to what is beyond our understanding. Where the root chakra, the first one, has you connected with earth and earthly things. This is connected with the heavens, the universe, God, the creator, whatever you personally believe in as far as, what's beyond us. This also is how we're all interconnected with each other. So this one, let's see how you're doing. Oh, wow, this is really good. I mean, I'd have to say this is your best, one of your best ones. The other one was your throat. Okay, this is going faster than that. This is definitely your best one. It's like totally sideways, and it's spinning so fast you can't see it. So, wow, okay. It feels like it's going to lift up. So, what I'm going to do is go through them and just double check. So, I'm starting at your root. And that one is doing a lot better than it was earlier. That one was almost taken right off like a helicopter. Your sacral, I'm checking that one. That one is a good energy. It's just, it's not as strong as the other ones, but it's still strong. And that's your emotional body. It's doing a sweeping circle, which is a really good sign. It's just not going as fast. It's your creativity. The next one is your solar plexus, and that one's starting off a small circle. Let's see if we can get it bigger. What's it going to do here? Well, it's definitely going faster. It's not a big sweeping one, but it's going faster, which tells me that you're still in the stages of transformation.
Okay.
Which is fine. Most of us are on some journey, and, once one comes to a close, another one starts. And it could have to do with confusion of not knowing which way to go yet.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But, with things, when we're all done, when things are open and have positive energy, then we're more able to see things clearly. and we're more able to attract positive things to us, and we're able to see those as being there, being positive. When we end up with negative energy trapped, a lot of times we feel stuck, we feel heavy, and we feel like we can't see the good things that are happening at the time. So I think it's all going to come together for you. It's just things
Is a rumble
take
in the
time.
belly normal?
What's that?
That is a rumble in the belly normal? Like a little rumble?
Yeah,
Or are these
I'm sensing that that's just your body's way of telling you that it was worked on and things are shifting around and changing for you. Sometimes people have to burp or let out gas or go to the bathroom or something because of it being all interconnected with our physical self. But you might want to get something to eat after this show just to replenish, because it's important to get nutrients into your body, like nutrient-dense food. Like avoid the McDonald's run and, eat more organic and more vegetables and fibers so that we can help flush out any toxins, and drink plenty of water and exercise. And I know you're physically fit, so I know that, you're not the kind of person to sit around and you have a lot of energy. And when you set your mind to do something, you do it. But, yeah, I mean, you might even seek counseling because there's nothing wrong with that. It shows strength to just, be able to get the guidance sometimes and help sort out things. So any of these things would be positive manifestations of how you can keep the positivity going, and then the clarity will come for what the right decision is for you.
Okay.
I'm going to check the heart chakra again. Let's see how that, that one's doing really well. That's doing really well. That was one of your stronger ones now. Your throat one I'm checking. This one is a strong circle. It's not as fast as some of the other ones. And it's telling me it's really strong. Your ability, yourself, and finding your place. But the problem I was seeing at first is knowing what to express, when to express it, and how you come across.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, good. And when it has to do with relation to other people, once you get that clarity of your decision and things like that, this is going to take off, and you're going to be able to have a lot better understanding of communication with other people, and things are going to start coming to you that you didn't expect. And you'll be able to choose your words without having to hesitate and think about things, because it'll start coming out right, because you'll know that you are speaking your truth. You just have to learn what your truth is first, like what your decision is and what you want. The third eye, I'm checking that one. And that one was a little hesitant too, but it's making a big sweeping circle. And that's showing me that since that has to do with your intuition, and it has to do with finding patterns and memory, I think what's happening with that is, again, that situation with that person and being able to find the best result in your decision. Once you have indecision out of your life and you've chosen a path, then you're going to know that you can trust your intuition and your judgment of people. It's just right now, it has been murky for you. Your crown chakra, I'm checking that. And that is doing really well.
She dropped. Let me. She's waiting. Let me see here. Okay, give me 1 second here. She got disconnected. Yeah, let me text her again.
Okay.
Okay. While we're waiting, let's see if now you did all the have you gone back through all her chakras?
Yeah.
So you were done with your chakras, right?
Yep, basically. I didn't know if she had any extra questions, or if she did, if she'd rather they weren't on air.
Yeah, she got disconnected. Let me see if I'm going to see if her phone died. Okay, give me 1 moment, please.
Okay. Being a passenger in a car, she might have gone in a dead zone as well. So.
Yeah. Ashwanna, is that you?
No, this is Mike from Singapore. How are you today?
Oh, hi. We're just doing a show on the chakra cleanse.
Right.
Were you listening in?
But I have some questions, and if I may ask.
You can go ahead and ask. And are you okay with answering some questions while we wait for Ashwanna?
Absolutely.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yes. Yes, this chakras, I mean, it goes back to almost 6,000-7,000 years back. Am I not right? Even in India, they find, different modalities for chakra cleaning and health, and many diseases can be eradicated like that. Am I right or wrong?
Oh no, you're perfectly right. Yeah, everything you're saying is right. This is just one avenue.
And how you can do chakra cleaning? Just cleaning by hand, or is there any other modalities we have to know? I mean, how do we? Is it like a pranic healing, or Reiki? Is it similar to that, or is it totally a different modality, please?
It is similar to both of those, being that it has to do with vibrational energy and the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. I do use my hands, and I get a sensation in my body of what's going on, and sometimes I feel, every time I feel emotions connected with it, and sometimes I get pictures in my mind. But it's very similar to doing Reiki, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but
pranic healing.
Yeah.
Pranic healing. Yeah.
Yes, it's very, very much like that. It's all related.
So you combine both techniques together, or what's the name of your technique, please? And where can we find more research on it, please?
I just kind of came about it through my friend who went through this Center for Healing Arts in Kalamazoo as a licensed massage therapist, and they taught how to do energy work, and this is how they taught it. And I don't know that it is a certain modality. It might just be what they were teaching, but it is related to all these different things. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly, but Qigong, distance energy work, different things such as those, but I don't know that it's a specific one.
But pranic healing does the distant healing too. Pranic healing and also Reiki, both of them, they do distant healing. And can you spell it, please? Or do you have a website we can go to get more information, please?
I'm really
Absolutely.
glad you asked that. Give that, Kelly.
Thank you. Yes. Kelly L. Walters, and it's KELLYL.
Okay.
Walters, WALTERS.
Okay.
Good Vibrations. Yeah, Good Vibrations Holistic Energy Work. And that is a Facebook page. And I'm Good Vibrations Holistic Energy Work.
Let me see what I find in my start page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, I see something. It's a Good Vibration by Rahel Suter. Is that it?
Okay, no, that's not me.
But
if you try looking up my
Good Vibration,
name.
Australia. So I guess you have it all over the world. And let me see. What was at the end of Good Vibration? What was it? There was something else.
Holistic. Yep, Holistic Energy Work. It's HOLISTIC. Energy Work.
Energy Work. Let me put all of it. I'm sure it will pop out. Let me see what we find. Okay, I will have to research a little bit on the information you gave me. I mean, is it Facebook, right?
Yes, it's in Facebook, and if you don't find that, you can go ahead and look me up. You can friend me on Facebook, Kelly KELLYL Walters WALTERS from Portage, Michigan, USA. And if there's ever any information you'd like to learn more about, I can always post that if you ask me.
Right. But so you just learn it from your friend, or I mean, how? Again, what are the names of it again, please? Those two things that you told me, Kinga, or what was those two names?
It's like Qigong. It's like QI, then GONG. Then there's also Reiki, and there's prana energy, and a really good place to check too is where my friend learned it from, which is Center for the Healing Arts, and that is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. KALAMAZOO. That's what they were called when he went through to get his massage therapy license. But I think they are now called the Institute for Massage, or Massage Institute, something like that. But if you do a Google search, you'll still find it under the Center for the Healing Arts.
Is that Dr. Michael Zielinski?
I'm not familiar with that person, so I'm not sure. But
it's a Center for Healing.net. Is that it? Or?
Oh, no. Center for the Healing Arts. It's a school in Kalamazoo.
Art. Okay. Art, Kalamazoo. Okay, let's see. What's it? Yeah, Kalamazoo for healing arts. Day Spa. Is that it?
Well, it's
Institute
Kalamazoo.
for Massage Education. Case.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. They changed their name, so
okay,
that's
okay.
the new name.
Okay, KCHA. Okay. I found it. Let me see. Go to it. And Institute, and they have a. Okay, yeah, I see. Oh my gosh, the picture is coming. Okay, welcome to Institute Massage Education, KCHA, and stay updated news. So then, okay, once the people in Singapore, we have a lot of these things anyway, this kind of events in Singapore, but you guys don't have similar thing over here, right?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that some places do offer, but they're usually on the East Coast and on the West Coast and big cities.
I see. And so is that just you have to be massagist in order to learn this, or can you be not massagist but learn this technique, please?
You can learn this without having to be a massage therapist. There are places where they do yoga, and sometimes they teach this. There are centers for this. It's just usually not around where I live, but they do exist in the United States. And they have places that teach Reiki around here, which is pretty much what I do.
Yes.
It's very close. And
Kelly, I don't want to jump in, but Ashwanna is trying to call back in. So we are.
Hello.
Hi, Ashwanna. We sorry about what happened.
Sorry.
Now, that's okay. How far along were you with Ashwanna before we got disconnected?
Well,
I had gotten through all the chakras.
Okay.
What was that?
Did you check all the chakras, to make sure they were okay?
I did. I think we got disconnected before I could tell her that the crown chakra was doing really well. I think, the more that you work on yourself and, make sure that you're doing positive things, then the more open they will be and the more decisive you'll be able to be with confidence on making decisions.
Now, do you have any other questions, Ashwanna, for Kelly?
How effective is consuming meals according to chakra color or what have you? And I've seen a lot of that, and I've really, because of the obstacle you mentioned when reviewing my third eye, I thought that it would have played in, it made me doubt, the effectiveness of my heart chakra. I felt like I couldn't connect or accept affection or whatnot. That was a chakra that I felt I was really lacking on. And I'm just trying to figure out, I keep working, I'm reading, I'm trying to, doing the best I can at least to try to heal that, and I'm just not sure where to go, how to approach it. It's frustrating.
Well, one of the things that I found absolutely amazing when we did your third eye chakra is you were seeing flickers of green and then you saw purple. Is that right?
Yes.
The green would actually correlate with your heart chakra. And the purple is actually kind of, if it was more of an indigo rather than a reddish purple, that correlates with your third eye. So I think those were telling you that they're very related. And once your feelings and your heart is in line with your decisions, then you're going to be able to trust more what your intuition is telling you and vice versa. And I think the fact that we've removed blocks and we've removed negative energy is helping you to be able to make those decisions. But I think you might need a little bit of guidance. So maybe short term, going to a therapist or counselor might help you to be able to decide which way to go and be able to follow your true heart. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, I do see one now, and in hopes that along my personal journey that I've come to some form of peace in my living, remaining present, and trying to ditch the anchor, so to speak, that I feel that's holding me down. Another thing is with my throat chakra. Sometimes I fear that I may be a little too expressive about how I feel, meaning sometimes I feel I'm too honest about how I'm feeling, and the tags go out of the window. Like the relationship that you were referring to when I was thinking about it was with me and my daughter, and I tend to snap. And when I say snap, I mean I tend to bark. not really clearly, but I have the habit of talking down or talking at, so to speak. That was one of the things I wanted to work on, was my communication verbally, as well as bodily. But it's something that I feel it's damaging our relationship, and I wasn't sure if that comes from the throat chakra, the words that I choose, or the way that I say things.
Yeah, a lot of it is from there, and I think I would try to concentrate on the positive, like to help build your relationship with your daughter, instead of her feeling like she's being under attack when you notice that there's something she could do differently. I would focus on, hey, it's really great that you do such and such so well. You might want to consider maybe working on this, or, and for a while it might feel like, sometimes they say to count to 10 before saying something, so that you're not blurting out what you're feeling without thinking of a way to soften it, if that makes sense. You can still get your truth through, but kind of soften it in a way that it doesn't put somebody on the defensive or feel like you're doing like a personal attack. An example would be my stepdaughter. She's struggling with her weight, and I did at her age. And rather than saying, hey, you should put that food down, or, do you want to gain weight? Instead of saying something like that, it helps to say, hey, let's work on this together. We could all do weigh-ins. We could all, stand to lose some pounds. So, let's work on this. Let's get rid of the junk food. Let's, there's these healthy foods, and they taste really good. Let's, check these out, and let's do some exercise. And instead of making it sound like work, let's do this, let's do that. It's like leading by example, and be like, hey, this is fun. Hey, come join. And, finding things that you have common ground on. So that might help you with your daughter, like try to find things you have common ground with.
That makes sense.
Good. And, say, I don't know if I'm picking up on this right, but, like you could say things, to her like, it looks to me like such and such. Or when you do this, I feel this way. And they can't really argue with how you feel. because that's your truth. But you can find out if that's really how they need to come off, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Okay, good. Because sometimes we do things we don't realize is affecting somebody else in a totally different way than what we were intending.
Right.
And it sometimes it's harder to relate to a child because they're not. And if he's a child, I don't know, but somebody that's a different age. So it's. But I think you're heading in the right direction now. And the counting to 10, I think, will help a lot. And
that
and I
sounds
think
really
good. And with kids too, they want to please. They don't want to have they want boundaries, but they don't want to feel like they're being picked at either. If that makes sense. And when they have boundaries, they feel secure. When those are clear, but it's definitely a challenge with kids in the life. That's for sure. Do you have any other questions for me?
We have about 2 minutes left, but it's how do you feel, Ashwanna? Do you feel any different?
I definitely feel more aware of different body parts, different, if that makes sense, like in different areas. I'm more aware. I notice it's easy to get lost in what you're feeling, but I definitely feel like pulsation, like my throat almost hurts right now. But I mean, I'm hopeful that it'll carry on. I guess I have one last question, like about how often should I cleanse? Like, how long does it last?
Oh, that's a very good question. It varies per person. So as long as you're doing things in the most positive way possible and you're changing your line of thinking into being really positive, now that's a process in itself. But when we do that, it can last longer. When we get stagnant, then we need more help. Some people need it once a week, and some people need it once a month. Some people can go 3 months. It's just really on an individual basis, and I'd be happy to do that for you. And if you want, I can answer questions in Messenger, and that way we don't have to run out of time.
Sure.
But I'm really glad that I was able to help you on your journey today. That makes me feel good to know that I made a difference. And, it's like anything else, the work has to come from you. I just got you on the first step.
Right. And if it's okay, I would like to thank both you and Jonathan for getting us together and, working together and experience in general.
We're going to be having, I was going to tell you this, Joan Cara is going to be on soon, and Ashwanna has called in Joan Cara. She called in, so I'm going to send you the link for that, okay?
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the show now because it's about 10 seconds left, but thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for having us.